Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Green Life Garden and Home DIY channel. So this is Ro, aka Mommy Green Life. Today you guys don't have any idea how bad I have been trying to get around to showing you this concoction with onion and honey. When I tell you this has been the best thing for my family and many others that I have shared it with, I cannot tell you enough. This thing is good for coughing, it's been good for flu, it's been good for a whole number of things I won't mention, because the moment you start talking about natural stuff doing different things, your videos and stuff like that, you may get flagged. But anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to chop this onion up. You could chop yours up any kind of way you want it. It's just a yellow onion. And the only thing I'm going to do with that onion is I'm going to put it in this mason jar, and I'm going to layer it with honey. I've chosen to use that one in particular because, you know, it was closer to where I live. And I'm just going to put this saucer on top of the jar. I'm not even going to put a lid on it because I'm going to let it sit for probably 4 to 24 hours or more, and let the enzymes and the honey and the onion come together and begin to release the juices. And once I do that, I'm going to store it up. I will show you pictures of what I store it in and so on and so forth. So here we go. All right. The first thing I want to do is go ahead and get my onion chopped. You could use a whole onion. You could use a half onion. Just make sure you put this in your refrigerator, okay? I wouldn't be caught without this in my house. My daughter takes it, my husband, you know. When we go out, I make sure when we come back home, whether we have been in the midst of anybody who's supposedly sick or not, we take it. You know, we go out for the day, have to run to the store or whatever. We try to make sure that we keep our immune system boosted. The biggest thing with this, I believe, is the sulfur from the onion. And of course, you got the enzymes from the honey. Now, the honey is not only just for... okay, so my phone cut off. Went dead, space-wise. All right, so I'm just going to cut this up kind of in chunks. You can put gloves on if you want to. I mean, you know, it is what it is. Of course, onions, they will burn. But what I do, I chop up one onion. I don't try to be fancy. I don't try to dice it up. Nothing like that. And I'm just going to kind of stop right there. I will finish cutting it up. I take my jar. I'm gonna put the camera back up a little bit higher for you to see. And I'm just gonna start layering onion and honey in here. Okay? Onion, just enough to cover the bottom of the jar. See? That's just enough to cover the bottom. I'm not trying to fill pour the honey until it reaches you know, a certain level over the onion. I just want to drizzle some honey over in there. All right, so that's all I'm doing right now, is I'm layering and I'm drizzling in some honey. See, that's it. That's all I'm doing. And then I'm going to put some more onions. To make another layer on top of that one. And I'm going to stop. I got my honey in hand. And I'm going to just drizzle some more honey over in here. Yeah, it's coming. Wait for it. Here we go. And believe it or not, this is going to start to mix together. It's going to start to break down. It's going to look like liquid, like a water. I'm going to, well, I'll show you what we got left because we have used it all. That's why I'm making this. Another layer of onion. Another drizzle of honey. And we take this, I'm telling you, religiously. And it has worked great as an expectorant. It's quieted coughs that people didn't think they can get rid of. And just want to share a little bit today on how you could go about trying to get rid of that old cough and helping yourself. And again, we give it to our daughter. She's just a child. You take a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. Sometimes I take 2 teaspoons, just depending. I'm going to go ahead and do one last drizzle. And I'm going to let this sit here. And it's going to start to break down on its own. I'm not going to have to come in here and shake it or do none of that. Okay. There we go. Okay, so this is going to just sit here on my counter with this on top. And I'm going to let it sit until it releases. Once it starts releasing, you're going to see juice start to form right down here at the bottom. And it's not going to fill all the way up with juices. It'll probably start, you'll see the onion start breaking down, being more becoming more compact. And the juice is what you're going to filter out. And I just use a strainer. Let me get that. Just, you know, a little strainer to strain out the juice from the onion over into a little jar like this. As you can see, there's a little bit left. And it tastes like a cough syrup with an onion flavor. And I label everything. I learned that from hair school and doing hair for so many years. Don't ever just put something up and not label it, because I promise you'll forget. And so we take this, like I said, for anything cold, flu related, and it does the trick. So I hope that you try this. Please let me know if you do and how it worked for you. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. And if this has been a help, please let me know. One love. Oh, let me see. It was something that I was thinking I was supposed to tell you, and I think I might have covered it all. Okay, if you haven't already, do go check out my video on sauerkraut, which is a great probiotic. I said it in here because over time it does leak. Even though because this is not twisted down that tight. Let me pick this up here. You can see it's starting to ferment. I leave mine out for about 4 days, and it has a pickled taste like no other. It is so delicious. And I just keep it up here on the counter until it finishes. Put it in the refrigerator, and it'll still ferment, but it'll slow down the process. Best probiotic I've ever taken. All right. One love.